We are having a really good day. A really good day. A really good day. I almost died. I'm going to just jump right into it. Catch you quickly. I almost died this morning. I came close to death this morning. That's why I'm having such a good day. Anything can happen to me now, and it's not going to be as bad as what almost happened to me this morning. You hear? Okay? Um, Riding my hog, my DR 650, 5 a.m. That was more like 5:30. I wanted to leave at 5. I couldn't stay off the toilet. I don't know what I ate. I feel like I ate healthier shit yesterday than I have in a little while. And it was like, dude, you're not leaving this toilet, and you probably shouldn't ride the dirt bike to work. But I rode the dirt bike because I'm not no bitch. Ain't no bitch, I meant. Not no. Ain't no. Same thing. Ain't no, not no. Potato, potato. Tomato, potato. Alright, so this is what happened. Wake up in the morning. I've taken my second diarrhea shit, blasted all throughout the toilet. And just trying to get going, trying to get out of the fucking house. I finally get out of the house. I let the bike sit there and warm up. Everything's going really well. Um, that's really where I'm at, with my knowledge and my expertise. I found out the dirt bike isn't broke. It just needs to warm up. For some reason, it didn't need to warm up before, but now it just needs to warm up. Anyways, it's running great. And I leave the house. I got Steely Dan blaring in my ears. I'm just having a great day, and it's pretty warm out. I mean, I got a hoodie on. I wore my gaiter because the day before that I rode, I didn't wear my gaiter, and I really wish I had my gaiter on. Gayter, gator. And I think because Gator, that's like a fucking animal that'll bite you if you get too close to the fucking magic castle or whatever. The moat is full of gators. Pretty sure that's how you spell it, like the sleeve that you put around your neck. It's called a gator. Gator. Gaytor. Anyways, I don't feel cool when I wear it. I don't like putting it on. I don't like wearing it. I don't like really anything about it other than the warmth my neck feels when I'm driving down the road. And you know what? Whatever. Anyways, I throw my gator on and I hit the highway. We are having a good time on the highway. Traffic is cooperating for a little bit. I'm cruising, and I know that the right lane, the far right lane, it's a 3-lane highway. The far right lane is going to end because there's traffic or road work ahead or whatever. And the people that are in the left 2 lanes are not cooperating. I kind of snuck up on them. There's a guy that's going slower in the fast lane, and then the guy in the middle lane isn't going very fast either, and we're got a construction zone coming up. So I'm like, I'm gonna hop over here into the ending lane, and I'll pop out before the cones because the cones don't start for a while. Well, the cones started a little earlier today. They moved some. They kind of reorganized the traffic area, so the cones started a little bit earlier. Not a big deal. I can still mash down on that throttle and get my fucking ass moving, dude. I'm badass on that bike. I could weave them cones if I wanted to, but I didn't want to. I was like, oh no, I got plenty of room. I just got to throttle down a little bit, sneak past this car, passing on the right. You know how I bitch about that all the time. I'm over here doing it. And it seems like there's a disturbance up ahead. And there was a disturbance up ahead. This is early in the morning, not super early, but early enough it's still dark out, and I'm relying on a 1999 DR650 headlight stock to guide me everywhere. The bright isn't actually that bad whenever I put on brights, but whenever I have low beam on, I can't see that far ahead of me. But we're on the highway. What do you need to see other than other cars and lines on the road? You know, you're all right. Well, you got to watch out for when dummies hit the fucking cones because they're trying to get on the highway in the middle of the construction zone. There's an on ramp that just spits you out into the fucking traffic, and you take out a bunch of fucking cones, and then you know those big rubber pieces that go on the bottom of a cone? Those are kind of scattered about the fucking highway, and I don't see them. I'm focusing on other stuff. I do have I just got done, medieval Knieveling it through this fucking highway system. So I'm locked in, but I did not see the shit in the road, and I got launched in the fucking air. I did my first jump. I did my first, I don't know, maybe a wheelie for a little bit at a high speed, and endo, nosy, stoppy, at high speeds. Also, yeah, jump. Probably didn't get super high off the ground, but surprise jumps, not really what I'm looking for on Wednesday morning, hump day. And I recouped myself, thought for a second. I said, hold on, is this a new dimension? Because I've talked about that before in the podcast, where it's like sometimes people can have a close call, and it's like, I think there's a ripple in the space-time continuum right there, right at that exact moment, where in one lifetime you crashed, died, and burned, or burned and then died. I don't know. And then I jumped into the other one. I jumped into the other. The dimensions are infinite. I jumped into the continuum where I'm continuing. I think that's why they call it that. I don't know. Because I seriously could have fucked myself up pretty good right there. I shared a thing on Facebook about, I was like, I want to do wheelies, but not that bad, or something like that. And there's a guy that was trying to do a wheelie on a dirt bike or whatever, or scooter or something, and he's standing there, and his ass cheeks are you can see where he landed. His ass cheeks are poking through his pants with blood, and he touches it, and he does not. It stings. You can tell it stings. There's a little bit of gravel up in there, embedded into his skin. That's going to be interesting. Scabs. Save the scabs. They're worth more than just regular scabs, I think. I don't know. I don't know how much people are paying for scabs these days. Back in the day, you could get a quarter for a good scab. Sell a classmate a really good scab. Like, I fell off my bike 3 weeks ago. I'm cooking this scab for you. You give me a quarter for the gumball machine, and I'll rip this sucker off while it's still fresh and let you eat it. People used to buy scabs back in the day. I don't know. Maybe it was just where I was at. But I continued. I landed, had to weave a little bit because I didn't even notice if there was a car embedded in the cones. I'm not sure what happened. But I definitely ran over some shit in the road that if you're in a car and you hit something like that, it's like, oh, all right. But if you're on a motorcycle and you hit that, you're like, ah, oh, what the hell was that? Steely Dan in my ear saying, it's gonna be all right. I don't know. That's what the lyrics started saying whenever I landed. I said, oh my God, we're alive. We're alive, hooray! And I knew that the people behind me had their headlights on me, and they were watching the whole thing go down. They were like, holy shit, that fat dude on a DR about ate shit. At least that's what I would have been saying. I'm like, he's that guy. And I put my feet up in the air, kind of like an eagle's wings or whatever. And I started, flapping them, just doing a little celebration dance, you know, that I was like, wow, that was awesome. Celebration of life for me, celebrate me while I'm alive. Let's do that. Let's do more of that. Quit celebrating after we're dead. Celebrate now. Everybody celebrate. You don't know when you're going to hit a fucking rubber thing for a cone on the highway on your DR 650 on a Wednesday morning hump day and die. I definitely switch dimensions because that was insane, dude. Now I've hit things on the highway before with the bike. I hit a water bottle once. Obviously, that's not going to really do any damage or anything, but the actions. If I was somebody that would overreact to things, you could have swerved into a fucking 18 wheeler in between the trailer duels and been ran over. I don't know what the exact situation was at, but I ran over the water bottle. I run over lots of shit. I feel like if you're expecting something to be bad or you're expecting to run this thing over is a little bit better than unexpectedly swerving and creating another accident somewhere else in some shape or form. So anyways, I crossed into a new dimension. This is a new dimension. Everything else is still the same, unfortunately. But I did cross into a different one little thing, happened that's a little bit different right there. So that's cool. And I mean, honestly, I kind of believe in that. Like whenever I was in my car accident, when I was flying through the air and for 80 feet, and I landed on my back in poison ivy in a field, I think I was dead, but they bloop, new dimension, you're alive. Hooray. You should have been dead. You should be dead, but you jumped into a new dimension and here you are. Let's see what you do with this one. And I think I've switched dimensions several times since then. Um, yeah, I've had a few different life altering things happen. Some of them there's so many I kind of forget about them. But yeah, the most recent one, which was right over there, in Kansas City, uh, that's cool. But I know, like, I wish I could have a TV channel to the other dimension, so I could just see it. But like this guy, this fat guy, I would like, what do I look like when I'm shredded and dead on the highway? I don't want to see that really, and they don't really show that on the news. But that would have been that. I mean, what if somebody had a dash cam? What if I show up on a dash cam one day? I've always thought about that too. Like if I, like, there's got to be. Everybody has dash cams nowadays. Post it up. You see something, even if it's insignificant, really, or like, oh, this guy almost died, but he didn't. Now I can't post it. Post it. I want to see that. I want to see how high I got. I want to see. I want to see me flying through the air, landing a little bit crooked, wobbling to straightness, and then kept on going, and then do my little dance. You know. So that's pretty much the only excitement I've got for the day, and I don't know how much more I want to elaborate on it. I just rode to work. After that, it was just a little bit calmer of a ride, but a joyful one. I was like, wow, whoa, damn. I mean, these words were just coming out of me as I'm riding. I was just like, just like flashbacks to when I ran over that traffic cone rubber. Good times. Could have been bad times, but they ended up being pretty good. And I'm happy about that. Even the bad times. I enjoy the bad times sometimes. All right. Well, I mean, there's one. It's not a close call with death, but I was at a junkyard once with my buddy. I mean, we're just having a good time. You know, who doesn't have a good time at the junkyard with their buddy? And I found a old AC pump on the ground, and I tried to throw it out of the way because I think we were going to try to remove some parts off of something right there. I don't know what I grabbed an AC pump off the ground and I swung it out of the way. And when I swung it, there was a jagged piece of where somebody took a sawzall to it, and it lodged itself into my hand and scooped out a chunk of ice cream as it fucking flew off into a Buick LeSabre or something. And I was like, I just grabbed my hand. I was like, I know what I just did. And my buddy was like, he's like, hey, what do you do? I was like, dude, check this out. I hadn't even seen it yet, and I just show it to him. I'm like, what does that look like? He's like, that looks fucked up. I was like, oh shit, dude, I think I fucked up my hand. I think all my fingers work, all the tendons are there, but damn, dude. He's like, dude, that looks bad. I'm like, all right. So what do? I mean, I walk up to the ladies that are very unhappy that they work at the auto parts junkyard or whatever. None of them are happy to be there. They all think everybody's trying to get one over on them, which we are. And she's like, I was like, hey, you all got like a med kit or like a Band-Aid or something? She's like, no. I was like, hold on. You work at a junkyard. This is like a place of business. You have to have like safety equipment somewhere, right? She's like, no, we don't have anything like that. I was like, look at my hand. And she's like, oh. I said, yeah. Uh, I don't want to sue you, but I would like a Band-Aid. And that got her hop sketching around to, I ended up getting a Dora the Explorer tattoo out of some Mexican woman's purse. I'm guessing it was for her children, or maybe her children had grown up and this thing had just been living in there for a while. I'm not sure, but I put it on there and it is a scar. It's a scar. I just kept swapping out the Band-Aids. I switched to better Band-Aids afterwards, but I mean, it didn't stop me from going back in there and removing a center console or a bucket seat or maybe a mufflers. I don't know what the fuck we were getting. Most of the time when I go to a junkyard, if I am looking for a specific thing, I will say, I mean, most of the time I will find that specific thing I'm looking for, but I always end up grabbing other shit. I mean, it's like, it's a little slice of heaven guarded by very ungrateful people. I went in there one time. This was for my truck, for a radio. I wanted the stock radio back for my 92. And I go in there because it's up under the dash. It's not the faceplate. It's not the tape deck. It's the radio, CDM, CDI box, whatever the fuck it's called. It's up under the dash. It's what everything plugs into, and that's what I needed. And this bitch wanted to charge me for like a whole vehicle computer thing or whatever. I was like, this is a radio. She's like, yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm like, what are you talking? I was like, I can look this up. I can show you, like, search 88 to 94 Chevy Silverado radio brain or whatever, And she's like, yeah, well, we're going to just have to charge you for the computer or whatever. And I said, no. I walked out. I don't know how this turned into me just critiquing auto parts people, but, and I don't even know why I brought that up. That wasn't a close death experience. That was just a scratch, really. I mean, it's a big ass scar. It's a cool scar. I like it. It complements the other scars. The other scars I have on my hand, there's one, like my middle finger, right behind the knuckle for the middle finger. There's another little scar there that there's a little dark thing in there. I don't know. I've always picked at it. Picked at it for almost 20 years now. Don't know what that dark spot is, but it's fun to pick at. And then along, right behind, kind of alongside, in between my thumb and my pointer finger, that's where that scar that I was talking about earlier is right there. But right behind my middle finger is another scar, and it kind of looks like a lightning bolt. It's pretty fucking cool. Sometimes it looks like flames, but I call it a lightning bolt. And like if I put my hand up on the steering wheel, my left hand, it just shines because the scar tissue is a little bit different than the skin tissue. It kind of shines when the light's hitting it, and it just like I got a scarred up hand, and I kind of like it. I earned them, and I didn't do any of them on purpose. But what kind of cool scars do you have? I got a bunch on my kneecaps and my shins, and that's from bicycles, the pedals, whenever you move up from whenever you pedal backwards and it hits the brakes or whatever, you move up to the pedals that whenever you hit it backwards, it just swings up and smacks you in the fucking shin. I got a lot of those because we like those metal pedals with the really thick, pointy grippies on them. We thought those were the coolest things, but, it was about once a day for probably 6 years, I smacked the shit out of my shin with one of those pedals. Also, doing wheelies, falling off of bikes, just having other little things, scraping the fuck out of your knees. I even have a big scar on my big toe, and that's because I decided to wear sandals and ride a bike once. And I don't remember what it was, but I drug my foot on the ground, and it just stripped all the skin off the top of my big toe on my left side. The other scar, it's under my hoodie right now, and you can feel it. You can't really see it because I have hairy arms, but there's that's where this was, a lot of these were from the car accident when I flew out of a Camaro. But that was a big opening, and they just kind of pulled what skin was left and kind of stitched it up, and now it's a kind of a U-shaped scar. That one was interesting. They stitched it up. The doctors, they stitched it all up. They said, "Oh, these are dissolving stitches, so by the time it's healed, these will dissolve." Bro, I think somebody else got in there, or they mixed it up. I don't know, because I was pulling stitches out of my arm for a while. I mean, I would just feel a little bump, and I can't stop. I cannot help but pick at bumps on me. So I'd pick the fuck out of it, and pick up a little tail of a stitch or whatever, and just kind of pull on it until it comes out. I had a couple long ones. They were really interesting. I guess they were dissolving, but some parts weren't dissolving real good. Other than that, all right. Well, back to just today, what's going on, and yesterday, my daughter had her birthday. Oh, she was so happy. All of her toys. She's like, "Did you pick this out? Did you pick this out?" I'm like, we kind of all picked it out. But there were a couple things that I was like, "Yeah, I actually picked that out specifically." She watches all these. It's kind of creepy. She watches these adults play with babies, and it's like, it's really entertaining and very, I believe it's all in good fun and safe. But it's just like, who the fuck are you? You're like what's that lady's name that does baby videos? Miss Rachel or whatever? That's creepy. You're kind of creepy. You're pretty fucking creepy. Don't like that. And I don't know. There's something about in the last couple of years, I've been a lot more and more people have been making content for children as adults, and it makes me, I hate it. I hate it a lot. I really don't like it. Um, but anyways, she was watching one of those where a lady's got a baby doll or whatever, and she's acting like the baby doll's sick or something, or it's her birthday, and then she has the little cake with all the little pieces and everything, and she was like, "Let's decorate the cake, kids." I'm like, this is creepy as fuck. But she's like, "Dad, I want that cake," and I found it. I'm kind of proud of that one. I found that cake. I took a picture of it using Google Lens to figure out what the fuck it was. Found it was on Amazon. Hey, what the fuck? Safety clean? You are fucking crazy, dude. Safety clean, dude. He wants to make this red minivan pull over and give him their lunch money. He is very upset. All right, what are we doing now? We're all getting bunched up here at the bottom of a hill. It's kind of ridiculous. Safety clean. Ease back, dude. Come on, dude. Ease back. You're making this way worse. I'm just slowing down. I'm just gonna slow down a little bit. Okay? Let you guys fucking figure that shit up the road a little bit. Because I don't want to be a part of that. Damn, Safety Clean, you are. Ah, I know what you're feeling. But damn, dude, you are on their ass. Maybe I know there's a Casey's up here. He's probably going to try to hop in there and take a steamy dump in a big long piss. Take a chunky piss. I feel like I had a chunky piss earlier. I don't know what's going on with me. There's like, I don't know. Are there ever air bubbles in your piss? Is that a thing? I don't know. Something felt different about me peeing earlier. I haven't had any injuries to my fucking balls or peni or I don't know, but felt like I was like, damn, is this a chunky piss? Is that a thing? Do people have chunky piss? It could have been air bubbles. But is that also that's also kind of alarming? Am I having air bubbles in my piss? I got some sort of vapor lock thing going on here. I don't know, but I pissed again afterwards, and it was normal, so I think we're all right. But you know, chunky piss. I took a chunky piss earlier. Weird, and I'm wondering if that safety clean guy's got the same situation going on. Maybe he's rushing home to get to his doctor. That red minivan left him in the fucking dust. Oh God, Corolla! This Corolla got so close to touching this. Dude, let's talk about the traffic that's around me right now. Let's just change topics from my baby's cake to the insane traffic that's happening right now. We've got a lot of people out on the roads. None of them know what is going on. They're all angry. Look at them. We had a Corolla almost touch the duels for PrimeInc.com, Prime Trucking or whatever. Different than Amazon, I think. I saw something the other day that got me thinking. I was like, oh, is Prime Inc. part of Amazon Prime? But I don't think so. Anyways, we got a guy with 4 bicycles strapped to the back of his Honda CRV. Safety clean, he's gone. He's up there somewhere. I'm thinking about making a pass on Prime here, but I'm fully loaded now, and we got some hills So I don't know. I'm kind of waiting for a good downhill section to make my move. I can run 76 in this bitch, okay? And I don't think he can. We also have, I thought I was following a Ford F-150, which technically I was. But the closer I got to it, the more I noticed that there are towing lights attached to the bumper of this F-150. And I think it's being towed. I think somebody's towing the F-150. Let's get a closer look. Flat towing F-150. It's got the towing lights, but one of them is out. One of them has no lens, and it is being pulled by an SUV of some sort. Let's get a little closer look. We are getting closer. Hey there, mainline. There goes mainline. It is being pulled by a Lincoln Navigator. Wow. Look at him go. Look at him go. Slow towing, which is fine. You don't want to tow those fast. A lot of those guys, I see them all the time now. People that are flat towing transport trucks. I don't know. What was I talking about? I got a call right there every time. Do you guys enjoy that? Do you like it whenever I just stop talking and then immediately forget what I was even saying or doing? You know, I don't know. Like, is that a turn off? Let me know. Does it give you the ick? But I just bring up a story. I was talking to my guy there at the landfill, and we were talking about diving. And he's never dove, and I've never dove. Really, I was just kind of telling him stories that I was thinking about that probably would have ended up right here on the podcast, right about here, if I hadn't have taken that phone call. But now they're going to end up right here because we talked about it there. I don't know. We went to Mexico. Yeah, we went to Mexico. I'm trying to remember. Was it on a cruise? No, it wasn't on a cruise. We were at a resort. I think. I don't know, man. I've been down that way a couple of times, but no, they were like my wife had signed up for this Stingray thing, and we were like, all right, let's go do the Stingray thing. That's today. Let's right now. We show up at the excursion deal, and we're like, yo, we're here to go do the Stingray thing. And they said, oh, the water's super choppy. We can refund you. Or you can sign this waiver and go out. I'm like, all right. And me just being me. I mean, it would have been fine. But I talked my wife into it. I was like, yeah, let's just go. You know, it's choppy water, whatever. The ocean, who gives a shit? The ocean ain't nothing, okay? Don't worry about the ocean. These people that are running the Stingray excursion know what they're doing, okay? And if they're going out there, we're going out there. I don't know how I talked her into it. So we went ahead and hopped on. We wanted to go do this. She was like, this is so cool. There's so many cool pictures of people doing the Stingray deal. So let's go do it. And we get on this boat. It's a double-decker boat. I think it's a double-decker boat. There's an upstairs and a downstairs. And anyways, that's what double-decker means. I don't even know if there's stairs. It could have been ladders, up ladders and down ladders. But anyways, we get this boat and we're getting out towards where we're supposed to go, and you know they got different. The choppiness isn't the entire ocean all the time. You know, it's sometimes it is just areas or whatever. What I don't know. Anyway, because we got on the boat and I was like, this will be fine. This ain't no big deal. And we're just driving. They just stop. They just stopped the boat in the middle of the ocean. Like, we can't see land, really. I mean, maybe we can a little bit, but We just kind of stop. They're like, all right, this is the spot, and then they're like, you can see the floor or the bottom of the ocean right there. Like you can walk, it's only a couple of feet deep or whatever, and it's pretty choppy. Like we're on the boat and it's just fucking rocking, dude. And we get out and we go down there. We got our life jackets and everything on, and I don't know, like everybody was flooding off. We weren't the first ones to get off, but we were probably the first ones to get back on. My wife could not jump. She didn't. I was like, when the waves are coming, jump. She wouldn't jump. She would just. She would do that. And I'm like, babe, jump. When the waves are coming, ride the waves. Jump in the air. She's like, I'm too short. And her life jacket was like shoved up under her. Like her head was like sunk in. She looked like a turtle. She looked like a scared turtle. And she had done her makeup and everything for the day. And it's all running. Like it looked bad. And I was like, jump! She would not fucking jump, dude. I think a stingray kind of went by our feet or whatever, and she freaked. She's like, I'm getting out! And we got out. And we get back on the boat, and it's just rocking. But we could watch, for a little bit at the time, as the boat was rocking. We're like, oh, we could see them. And then it would rock the other way. Pretty cool time. I had pictures and video of that incident, and now that I remembered it, I'm gonna have to go look for it. I don't know where it would be. Google pictures and shit, that's a good thing to have, but man, I feel like they're not there, Maybe they are. I do like that with Google picture, or like any picture app nowadays. You can just search red car. Like, I had a red car back in the day. Search red car, and it'll probably pick it up. Or birthday, and then it'll pick up. It can kind of tell all the birthday pictures. And I think it uses a little bit of like dates and calendar and picture cues and whatnot. I don't know. This world's getting to be a crazy thing, and it's scanning your photos too. Like when you have photos, it's scanning them all. So I don't know. Privacy is going to be a thing of the past. Thing of the past. But yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know why we were talking about going to the zoo, and I knew a guy that could dive in the tanks at the zoo. Yeah, that'd be so fucking cool. Just go. I don't know. My buddy that I work with, he's a diver. He teaches diving classes and whatnot. Well, he signed up to be a diver for the zoo, and basically he got a ticket that says I don't know, maybe it's not, maybe you got to schedule it or whatever, but he can pretty much just go up to the zoo whenever he wants, and he gets to go through like the swinging doors in the back. He's got a key to a door probably. He can get in there. He can do what he wants to do at the zoo. Pretty fucking cool. But he's like, yeah, I could go hang out with the penguins. I asked him if he's gone yet. He said no, but that would be really cool. Maybe I'll try to get him on the podcast. And we can just talk about some things that he's done. I think that'd be fucking awesome. Anyways, I kind of forgot about what's going on. That was my landfill guy called me again. He's like, bored. I'm like, I'm on my way to you right now, bud. He's like, I know, but I'm bored. Let's just talk. I'm like, all right, let's talk. We talked about how they have two pits at the landfill, and pit number one was close to the office. Pit number two was not close to the office. And this new manager that he got wanted to relabel them. He wanted to relabel pit number one to pit number two, and pit number two to pit number one. And that's causing a little bit of confusion among the people that have been coming there for a while. I don't know why, but yeah, I don't know. He just sometimes new managers just want to make changes, innocent changes, you know, put their name on it, and I don't know. I feel like there's other changes he could have made that weren't quite just backwards, But I don't work there. I'm not the manager. But I did tell him that, hey, if you have a comment card section or box or whatever, comment box, I could put my comment in there for you. I did just, it's not, this is a thing that is probably already a thing that I just thought of. It's like, uh, it's like a little box and it says like, uh, comments or concerns or whatever, like some managers have outside their offices or whatever, where people can put in like anonymous things. And it's just a paper shredder, like a miniature paper shredder. They have like these little cards. You put it in there, it goes, and it just shreds it. That'd be kind of a funny joke, but it's also like, you don't want to hear my comments. You don't think I have any valid concerns. But anyway, that's just a funny thing I thought of. Not very funny, but a thing I thought of, I guess. I'm looking forward to stopping and getting some food somewhere. Looking forward to that. I'm getting closer and closer to somewhere. Just don't know where. Says I'll be at the landfill at 1:46, which is perfect because I can take. Dude, I stopped earlier today. It said I was going to be at my loading facility at 9:40, and I was like, all right, cool. And I hopped off the highway. I went straight to a Casey's, walked. I mean, I didn't make any mistakes, didn't miss any steps. I went straight in, grabbed 2 slices of pizza, went to the register, paid for them, and got the fuck out of there. Got in the truck, fired it up, turned on the GPS again, and it was like 17 minutes. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? 17 minutes. That was not 17 minutes worth of stuff, but it was valid. Apparently, I was like, I didn't use the restroom. I didn't go look at the coffees. I didn't even make the coffees, because now all these fucking gas stations, they got the coffee beans at the top of them or whatever. And you put your cup in there, and instead of just pouring a cup of coffee in 3 seconds, now I got to sit here and wait for this thing to fucking grind it up and put it in there. And then it's like, it's only dark for a little bit of time. Like, I feel like I think I'm getting a lot of water here. Like, how many beans are actually getting ground up when I do that? And it just takes a lot more time to get a cup of coffee these days. You know, it's like, come on, man. Where's just the big jug of coffee that stays hot all the time? I need that. I need just a big jug. I could just pour it in. I will say there is the Holiday Inn Express that I stay in Wichita. They got a new coffee machine that is good. But it's one of those machines that's like freshly ground coffee for your pleasure or whatever. Way better than their whatever shit coffee they put in there beforehand. But now in the mornings, you know, you're waiting. And they used to have 2 coffee pots, and now there's one of these things, and you go up and you got to wait in line to get a cup of coffee. And then people they always want to get their cup of coffee made and then just put the cream and put the sugar in and then stir it up right there at the coffee machine. And they're like, where's the lids? They're like, the lids are over there where you should be doing all of that, is where they are. You should be over there, and I should be halfway through my grinding process in my coffee right now. Okay? Wichita fucks. I mean, if you're staying at a Holiday Inn in Wichita, you're probably not from Wichita. Or you had a house fire or something, maybe. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. Don't really like the people, some of the people at the Holiday Inns, you know? Whenever they come down and they're in their pajama pants and slippers, and it's like, how about you get the fuck out of here, dude? How about you get the fuck out of here? How about you get ready for the day and then you come down for the continental breakfast? Okay? Way station, right lane, closed. Hooray. That's the other thing. My buddy Hunter that runs this route, he leaves so early that this way station is open every day. And I'm like, why don't you just leave later? He's like, well, because I don't know. I'm like, you bitch every single day that you have to pull into the way station. I was like, dude, I never pull in the way station. You know why? Because they're always closed when I go by. It's lunchtime. It's 11:56. The people at the way station, you know, they're letting all those violations drive right on through. I don't have any violations, but say I did, the way station is closed. They're not going to check you out. They're going to let you roll on through. They're in there eating a Quizno sub or something. Look at the army trucks. We got the big army truck with the trailer. We got a Humvee truck. Humvee truck. A couple of more big trucks. People freak out every time they see military movement in the United States. There a while back, there was like a train hauling tanks, and people freaked the fuck out. Oh, boys. I think I'm going to just turn this off. I think I'm going to just quit talking now. Adios. Keep all 18 down. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.